Now let's talk a little bit about cutting through the illusion of the mind. What is the mind? Basically, the mind has two aspects to it. As the space itself, it is the awareness aspect or the cognizance aspect, the consciousness aspect. Now as the contents, it is the what we would generally simply call mind aspect or the thinking mind. So when I say cutting through the illusion of mind, I'm talking about cutting through the contents of mind so that we can see the space that makes up mind itself, the cognizance, the awareness itself. So the thinking mind, when it brings up a lot of thoughts in sequence, when constant thoughts follow up on previous thoughts, this creates a dense layer that, similar to clouds blocking the sun, tend to cloud us from being able to directly notice and experience the space of mind itself, or the awareness aspect, the awareness principle. So when we cut through the illusion of mind, what we're literally doing is we're breaking up that chain, that sequence, so that the density of that clouding principle of the thinking mind becomes penetrated. A necklace is only able to be a necklace and hold up all the beads if the string remains intact, if you do not cut the string up into little pieces. So the string needs to be continuous, needs to be constant, it needs to be sequential, it needs to form one dense, tight concept in order for it to be able to hold up all the beads. Now if we cut through that string, then the necklace falls off of your neck, becomes useless as a necklace, and all the beads start falling off of the string as well. This analogy shows that similarly with the mind, when we break up those sequence of thoughts, when we break up this continuous thought stream, even for just 2 to 5 seconds, it is like cutting that necklace, the string of the necklace that upholds the whole illusion of the necklace, of the beads, of all the individual stories. They're all tied together because of the continuity, the denseness of the story. So when the space of awareness is filled with too much thinking mind, what happens is that consciousness forgets to perceive, forgets to be able to perceive that it is itself consciousness. It no longer sees its own effortless, spacious nature. It is now clouded, it is now filled with thought, it is now filled with dense perceptions and reference points. So, with every 2 to 5 second moment of sincere resting as awareness that you induce into your everyday life thought stream, you're breaking up that chain, you're breaking up that string, and you will find that very quickly those beads, those individual stories, they will start crumbling, they will start losing their significance and their meaning, all because you simply cut through the continuity that combined all of these into this dense, tight, clouding story. So, cutting through the illusion of mind is done by simply breaking that thought chain over and over and over again for simply 2 to 5 seconds. So it's these brief moments of crystal clear awareness that will set you free, that will cut through that illusion. Now, the idea many people have about enlightenment is that you somehow need to refrain from thinking whatsoever at all, that you need to have a crystal clear, spacious sky all the time. This is not necessarily true. What we want to do is we want to realize that the sun is always already there, beyond the clouds, right? So we stand here on earth, and there's this dense layer of clouds filling up the sky. And because of this dense layer, we can't really perceive the sun that's on the other side anymore. However, the assumption then could be that we need to remove all the clouds in order to fully enjoy the sunlight. While to an extent, this may be true in this analogy, it does not completely go for the fact that we need to have no thoughts. Because what we want to discover is the fact that the sun is always already there. We want to see the sunlight. We want to know that it's there even when there's clouds. Now it only takes one patch of cloud to be removed for the sun to shine through. And it doesn't matter where on earth you stand. If the clouds disappear over there, but they're still present over here, You will see the rays of the sun. You will be reminded that the sun is actually there. Of course, it's nice sometimes to be completely clear and to be completely without self-induced mental perceptions or thought forms. That's nice, but it's not necessary for you to become more convinced of the fact that the sun is always already shining. All you need to do is poke little holes through the veil of the clouds. Poke little holes, penetrate the veil of mind, the illusion of mind, the denseness of mind. And when you penetrate that veil of mind over and over and over again in several places, then the whole thing starts to fall apart and crumble. Because the cohesiveness of it is interrupted. When we interrupt the seeming cohesiveness of the illusion of mind, we start to realize very clearly that the sun is always already there. We start to realize the space of awareness itself. So, again, to come back to your experience, take a deep breath and give away all thoughts, all clouds, for 2 to 5 seconds. And in those 2 to 5 brief seconds, notice awareness. Notice, I am aware. And rest as that awareness for those few seconds. And then continue thinking. That's fine. Continue referencing things. Oh yeah, I need to go use the restroom. Oh yeah, I need to go pay my bills. Oh yeah, I promised to call my dad. So then go do these things, go think about these things, and then you catch yourself. Oh, wait a second, let's take a 2 to 5 second moment. And so while you're walking over to the phone to call your dad, you recognize that you are awareness. And that in a sense, these perceptions and these thought forms are occurring inside of your field of vision. But now you're no longer clouded because the cohesiveness of thought is interrupted for a moment. And so the sun, the shining sun of awareness shines through the denseness of mind, through the illusion of mind. And you remember once again what it's like to bathe in the sunlight of awareness, in the restful ease of awareness. And so the more often you break this chain of continuity, the more the illusion of mind will crumble and fall apart right in front of your eyes and reveal more and more and more of the ever-present sunlight that is yours.